appreciated by everyone, and we are trying to satisfy our Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, with this service here, and we think that it will continue. So when Gurudev said, my only difficulty is that our center is not big enough, that we need somewhere at least 200 devotees can come and happily do Sankirtan together. Well, Gurudev, that has been fulfilled, we believe that, and everyone is very happy with that service, and all the local people also happy with us, and by the mercy of Mahaprabhu we are and Gurudev, we are continuing this service as best as is possible, and we hope that more good souls will join with us to appreciate and take part in this great Sankirtan mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna, which is the only good thing in this wretched age of Kali. Here you will find your happy home, your happy spiritual life, your happy liberation from the mundane world you will find here. So yesterday was the grand appearance day of Lord Sri Krishna's older brother Balaram, and Balaram, he manifests himself as Krishna's temple. We were discussing this yesterday. So this temple is also a direct manifestation of Sri Balaram. His energy, by his energy, this temple is continuing. And we are praying at his lotus feet that he will give us his strength for us to continue with this service, not just for today or for a few weeks or a few months or a few years, but forever. The service of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev and our Vaishnava Acharyas will continue by the grace of the Lord and by the grace of you all. So I'm very happy to be with you all and welcome you all here today. I'd like to introduce some of our speakers today, and if we get opportunity, many of the devotees can say something if they want to regarding this festival day, and we are very, we can say, if we're allowed to say it, we are very proud to be involved with this service of Srila Gurudev. We're very blessed that we have been allowed to participate in this. So, first of all, I'd like to introduce one of our most senior Vaishnava devotees, Sripad Bhakti Swarup Tridandi Maharaj, who you all know, who I have known for so many years. We've served together since we were young boys, and now we are old men, and we are also still trying to continue to serve in this mission of Mahaprabhu. And I'd like to ask Maharaj to say a few words for all of our benefit today, if you'd be so kind, Maharaj. Srila Bhakti, Sripad Bhakti Swarup Tridandi Maharaj, Ki Jai.
Yes, well.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you for that very auspicious and comprehensive introduction by Devashish Prabhu, sort of giving the background of the temple here and the mission in London in general. And what was coming to me through what he was saying was the indisputable fact that we every one of us is a dependent being, a contingent being, as it's called. I believe it was John Donne, the romantic poet. He said, "No man is an island. man, woman, person. So, from the very beginning, from our birth or our conception and existence within the womb, we are completely dependent on others. So, even to be born, we require the help of the life air, the prana shakti of the mother, to push us out, right, into the world. And then we're completely dependent on the mother, the father, in every way. The child is helpless. Actually, among the species, human beings are unique in this way. Like when a calf is born, within a few minutes it stands up and it's able to kind of operate to some degree independently. It's taking milk from the mother, of course. And other animal species are like that. But human beings, when they're born, completely helpless and dependent, at least for the first year, 18 months. And then as we grow up, we go to school, education. We're dependent on the teachers, on the knowledge that we're given, rightly or wrongly. And so on, all throughout our life. And then at the end, of course, later on, we become, they call it your second childhood, become dependent, more fully dependent on others again, for mobility and food and lodging and etc. So it's an organic whole. Srila Maharaj talked about the organic whole. Do you understand what it means, organic whole? It means everything is part and parcel of the organic whole, the centre of which is Krishna, like the hub of a wheel, and the spokes are going out to the rim. So everything is coming from the centre and going back to the centre. So when we're born in this helpless condition, it is really, we're born, as we say, in the darkest of ignorance. The mantra is always intoned that Om Agyana Timirandhasya. Timira, this darkness of ignorance. But by the mercy of my spiritual master, my eyes have been opened. So we're completely dependent on that in this life. When we're born, we come into life with no understanding at all about what is the purpose of our life, what we should be doing. And mostly people just living day to day, roving through their sense experience, attachment of their senses with the objects, trying to derive as much possible happiness from that. But we know even from Bhagavad Gita that's a hopeless attempt. And in the beginning it's like nectar, but it turns to poison in the end. And so we're learning all these things gradually through our life. And so then when we work together in Krishna consciousness, that takes it to another level again. I remember Srila Maharaj, he said, when he joined the Gaudiya mission, he said when he came into the temple, he was very impressed. He said it was like a hive of activity, like a beehive, right? So many departments. Somewhere there's kirtan going on, somewhere else there's cooking going on, another place someone is accepting donations, giving receipts, etc., etc. So this is what's going on in the material world, the ordinary mundane transactions. And this because it's a reflection here of the spiritual world, where Krishna with his eternal associates, again, there's that complete interaction of the Lord with his devotees. Or we say Shakti and Shaktiman, the possessor of the potency and the potency, various potencies interacting together. This is the organic whole. So we are part and parcel of that. So just on that understanding alone, we could never really be proud, have pride to think, oh, I'm such a special individual, or I've achieved so much, and so on and so forth. Even whatever we may have achieved is certainly by the help of others. We couldn't have done any of it without the help of others, with the connection with others. So this is the thoughts I was having today on this festival, and everyone is doing what they can towards the central source of our life. Devotional service is spiritual, independent of any material conditions. Hoituki apriti hata. It can't be impeded by any material conditions in society, in wars, epidemics, and so forth and so on. Especially now, the time where it's a time of in the world shifting quite rapidly now, dimensional shift. We can take advantage of that wave to really let go of any selfishness and attachment to personal ideas and agendas, and try and understand we are working for the whole as parts of the whole. Then the result will be much, much better. Whatever we need, that will be given to us automatically through that action. And it's Krishna's promise, in the Gita, to one who's devoted to me. I give the intelligence how he can come to me. Dadami buddhi yogam tam je vinatma teisham satadujuktanam, who is always doing for me. Jukta means to do, to act. Teisham satadujuktanam. How do it? Teisham satadujuktanam. Bhajatam, priti purvakam, who's worshipping me. Priti means with affection. Yes, with the understanding I'm part and parcel. So not just out of duty. Out of duty, yes, through the understanding I'm part and parcel of the whole. I have to serve the whole, but not just that. But priti, with affection, with love. I'm very, very happy and very proud to be part of such a beautiful whole, organic whole, the Lord, Krishna. Didami buddhi yogam tam, I give them the understanding. Buddhi yoga, Jaina mam upayanti te, how they can come to me in deeper and deeper ways. Of course, Srila Sri Ramachi's commentary on this verse is very deep. Upayanti, upapati, who can serve me in a very unrestricted way, beyond rules and regulations. Come to me for my service, my satisfaction, or my any particular whim that can change at any moment or at any time. A few days ago we were in a program in East London, in Barking, in an Indian gentleman's house, and we were saying about how Narayan, Lord Narayan, he's standing very majestically with the four arms and very straight, Lakshmi by his side. So that is the straight transaction. But with Krishna, already he's Tribhanga Nanda. He's already crooked, right? Threefold blending form. So he's already, we know coming to Krishna, we have to be ready for anything, any possibility can be there. As we say, all risk, no risk, no gain, but all risk, no gain, to be prepared for that also. So, Christian consciousness is very special. I mean, Lord knows how we come to it in this life. Some unknown Sukriti or fortune has given us the opportunity to get connected with this line, this lineage, these great teachers who are direct channels to the Absolute, Krishna consciousness, and showing us the way back home, back to Godhead. So there's many things involved here to learn, to understand in the path of our development and our growth. But I think this idea is very fundamental, understanding ourselves as part and parcel of the organic whole, Krishna consciousness, and that will help us very, very much. So today we're going to ask other folks to speak, okay? You want to carry on? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Jai.
Jai Maharaj, thank you so much for that. Very enlightening words. And now I'd like to ask our Vishaka Didi to say a few words. Vishaka Didi also, we have been serving with her also for our whole life, more or less, in Krishna consciousness. except we are old and she is still young, because when we knew Vishaka originally, she was a little girl, and now she is world famous preacher of Krishna consciousness, representing the line of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev very, I have to say, very wonderfully and cleanly, and she is also connected with this London mission, serving most of her life here, and also serving for many years directly Srila Gurudev in Navadvip Dham, and she has much experience and much realization about Krishna consciousness, and I would like to ask her to say a few words also today on this festival day. She's come especially for that, and we're very happy to have her company here. So Vishaka Didi, please.
Like this. Just like this. Okay. Something like this?
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you so much, Devashish Prabhu, for your very generous introduction and for all of your kindness and welcome. And as Prabhu said, really I'm a child of London, a child of London Mott. My family and I, we lived in many places, but it was really here in London that we first connected in a serious and steady way with our Gurudev's mission. And from here I went to live in India, and there had the good association and guidance of Srila Bhakti Ranjan, Madhusudan Maharaj, and our beloved Gurudev, of course, Srila Bhakti Sundar, Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. But so I feel very indebted to the London community, because especially in my teenage years we're here, and that's the time when we're forming our understanding, right? So it is a very crucial time. And, here in London is on the world stage. And I don't just mean in a material sense, but in a spiritual sense, Where can you find such wonderful Hari Katha, like from Devashish Prabhu, and such wonderful kirtan? We have Dayanidhi Prabhu. Where will you find sweeter kirtan? Dayanidhi Prabhu and Veera Chandra Prabhu, Nitai Chand, so many wonderful kirtaniyas here. And very stalwart devotees like Lavanya Mai Didi and Shachi Didi, Saraswati Didi. I think of Gurudev. He once gave the analogy of these soldier ants, or I think they're also called fire ants. In India, you have them. Maybe not in England, but they're these big red ants, and they bite into you, and they'll leave like a big swelling there. But their specialty is that once they bite into you, they won't let go. And they will die. If you pull them out, they'll die holding on. That's what type of attachment they have, So our Gurudev mentioned that we should have that type of mood in service. When I think of some of the ladies here, I think they're like wonderful examples of that. They will not, everything else can go, but they will never let go of their service. It's very sweet interacting with them and seeing they have this very staunch, even militant, as we were mentioning the other day, service mood. And so many other wonderful devotees, Anjali Didi and Pandita, Ishari, so many, Nandasrupa. We cannot mention everyone, as Prabhu said. So we are so happy. It is a privilege to be able to be here for this glorious festival. And I was thinking, Prabhu mentioned how Mahaprabhu, he came here to take possession of this house. He claimed it as his own. Actually, everything is already the Lord's, right? And it is really His mercy if He comes in a manifest, straightforward way to announce, this is mine. Everything's already His. It is His grace if He will directly assert Himself. that we are not blocking that, right? So, but then I was also thinking, really what we want is not only that he's taken possession of this abode, this wonderful abode, but that he will take possession of our hearts. That is really what is needed. Anarpita chirim chirat kurunaya vitirna kalo samarpayitam unutojvalarasam sabhakti shyam hari purutta sundara juti kadamba sandipita sada hirdaya kandares purutu vashachi nandana. This is the benediction of Srila Kaviraj Goswami. May this most glorious, resplendent, golden Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has come to give Anarpita what has never been given before, this most precious gift of divine love for Krishna, in the free mood of Vrindavan. May he sada hirdaya kandares purutu vashachi nandana. May he be manifest gloriously within your heart. May he take possession of your heart. So this is our prayer. And ultimately, Mahaprabhu, he is a playful Lord. I was also thinking like this. He likes to play. So we have to approach him, allow him to enter our hearts. We don't want to come here to this place like it's an institution, right? Or a place we go on the weekends, or this type of kind of ritualistic type of mood, right? But we want to come forward and give our hearts to the Lord in this intimate way. We want to give ourselves and see where he wants to take us. We want to surrender. He is about play. He is about beauty. He is about love. This place, there are so many ways in which we can engage with these types of institutions. We can come here as a type of social environment, like a social club. We can meet many nice people, have many nice discussions. We can also have so much nice prasadam. No doubt everyone is eagerly looking forward to. And also another element here, there's a lot of philanthropic work going on. There's charity, there's distribution, prasad, free food prasad distribution that is going on. And many wonderful, pious persons are coming to assist with that, which is a very wonderful thing. But we also want to understand what is the specialty of this place. Why is this different from a common philanthropic place in the world? One of the prayers of the Braja Gopis, right? Is Tavaka Tamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibirditam Kalmasapaham Shravana Mangalam Shimaratatam Bhuvigrinanti Devrodita Janaha. That those who are spreading this message of divinity, who are spreading this Krishna consciousness, they're Bodhita, they are the most generous, they're the most magnanimous, they are doing the greatest philanthropic work. And why is that? Because we are being given the gift of our eternal life. There is so much suffering in this world. We could sit here all day and discuss how many different types of suffering is going on in this world. But what is at the root of all of that? Ultimately, these are all temporary things which are at the root have the misconception of bodily identification. We have forgotten the true self, the Atma. So this is the gift of Mahaprabhu, of the Veda, that our eternal life. We are being given the gift of we want to begin to live our eternal lives. But that is also not enough. There's also more than that, right? Srila Sridhar Maharshi discusses how, the nature of the divine substance is three principal elements, right? Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Eternity, consciousness, and ultimately bliss. Joy, happiness, pleasure. And so he explains, simply eternity by itself, it does not have so much value. A stone can exist for so many ages of time, and what is really the value of that? But when eternal existence is endowed with consciousness, then there's some meaning there. Then there's some significance to that, But then consciousness itself consciousness by nature is always seeking after something. Consciousness in and of itself, it is a dry thing. You can find many places in this world that they will advocate consciousness as the highest thing. To exist in a plane of pure consciousness. to achieve moksha, to be liberated from the entanglement of this karmic plane. So they are advocating consciousness, but really we are not satisfied by that. It ultimately becomes a dry thing. So then ananda. So with consciousness we can search for what is our true need and true good, true necessity, true fulfillment. That is ananda, that is joy, that is happiness, that is pleasure. And that is, in the highest degree of that is found in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya Hemaba Divya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Maha Prema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chanjaya Namo Namaste. No, he's all about that. He is Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya. He is the embodiment of Ananda. He is the deity. He is the Vigraha, personification of Ananda, joy, happiness, and Leela, Leela-moy. He is full of play, divine pastimes. He is a playful Lord. He is a sweet Lord. He is a loving Lord. Hema ba divya chai, beautiful golden Lord. Tasmai Maha Prema. And what is his gift? He is giving Maha Prema, divine love. Right? The Vedas, they are generally giving Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. They're giving benefit, they're giving advice in the line of duty or piety, wealth, pleasure within this world, the sensual plane, and ultimately moksha, liberation. But all of these things are really relevant within the context of a soul who is within this world, right? For someone who's in a bodily condition, then these things mean something, right? Ordinary duty, wealth means something. You need money, right? If you're in this world, you need money. So it is easy to appreciate that, And pleasure, everybody wants pleasure. Our money is used for pleasure. That is the purpose, right? And then moksha. Naturally, you've had your money, right? You've enjoyed, right? And then you suffer, right? And then what do you want after that? You want moksha. Then you want liberation. I just want out, I want to be out of this game altogether, right? So all of these things, they're only relevant when you're in this world. But what about when you're beyond this world? What is the life of a normal soul? These things, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, they mean something if you're an abnormal soul. If you're in a conditioned position in this world. But what about when you're a normal soul? You're a healthy soul. What are you going to the soul? Brahma Bhuta, Prasanatmana, Shochati, Nakangshati, the liberated soul. The Brahma Bhuta doesn't need anything from this world. The spirit, the Atma doesn't need money, doesn't need pleasure. These are all things to do with the bodily plane. I am spirit. What will I do with these things? So then what is the search? What is the necessity of the liberated soul? This is what Krishna consciousness is giving. This is the gift of Bhagavatam. This is the gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is why it is also difficult, for the general persons to understand this, because what this gift is so far beyond where we are at present. It doesn't have any relevance to where we are at present. So it is a difficult thing for the common person, the general person, to understand. But if we think it through, in a rational way, it makes perfect sense. So this is the great gift. What is that need? What is the real need? What is the gain of the soul in its liberated condition? Prema, divine love. So this is the gift of Sri Chaitanya. Pancham Purushartha, the fifth goal of life. The real goal of life. What is the real need of the normal, healthy, wholesome soul? This is what is being given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our gurus. So we want to try to interface, try to connect these types of ideals. We want to try to remember this, cultivate that, culture that. What is really the significance of such a place? Why was this temple opened? And how can our hearts, approach, be accepted by the Lord, by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And how can we enter into his divine, beautiful, joyful, playful world of divine service and dedication? This is our meditation. I was also thinking about one line of our Gurudev where it's in one of the arati songs for Nitai Chaitanya Dev, and I don't remember the line, but he speaks about how the members of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. Because another thing to consider is that our mission, right? Our mission, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, it has some localization in some places. It exists at the building in some places, but it primarily, really substantially, it exists as an ideal, right? So what does it really mean to be a member of this glorious mission of our Guru, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat? What does that actually mean? How can we really be like on the waiting list? How can we really, in a real way, approach this divine, entity? So in one of our Gurudev's compositions, he mentions how the members of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, that they are serving with, he uses this word antarman, means like with this internal, introspective mood of introspection. So we are here and we are engaging our body in different seva, different services here. But internally we want to meditate, what are the teachings of our gurus? What is really the purpose of such a place? And how can I move towards that ideal in deeper and deeper ways? I think I'll stop there. Again, my gratitude for all of you allowing me to be here today. One other thing I wanted to mention, just a special appreciation, the devotees from East London who have a big shout out, devotees from East London. Because actually it's so beautiful. Yesterday, like a big group of the devotees from East London, they came to like night before, so they could be here early to begin the preparations, the support. Toshan Prabhu is heading up the kitchen here, and Dayanidhi Prabhu is heading up the kirtan. So it's very sweet. It's very beautiful. It's a very nice example. And actually, when we were, I just came from California, and David Shish Prabhu was also there. And one day, somebody a little cheekily asked David Shish Prabhu, so is there like some competition between the devotees in East London and West London? Do you guys have some fighting sometimes? And David Shish Prabhu, he happily reassured, no, we're all getting along very well, and we can confirm that, by this beautiful harmony that we see here today. So, Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Gurudev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Oops. Oh dear.
Anki, do you want this color in print?
Yes. Okay.
So?
Omnidirectional, is it? But anyway. So thank you, Vishakadini, for your words. Very inspiring, as always. And now I'd like to introduce our very special guest here this year, Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj. For most of us, he doesn't need any introduction. For those of you who may not know him, he was for over 30 years the secretary of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj in our Navadvip Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, where he lived and served there, and mainly his service was serving the Vaishnavas. And he would arrange everything and take great pains to make sure everyone was very comfortable and properly situated, and always at the beck and call of Srila Govinda Maharaj, and very much beloved by all the Vaishnavas. And now he is an itinerant monk traveling all over the world for preaching Guru Maharaj and Gurudev's conception of Krishna consciousness in a very dignified and clean, pure way. We're very happy to call him our dear friend and brother, and we hope you will give your attention to what he has to say. He has very much experience in Krishna consciousness. He heard directly from Srila Guru Maharaj, directly from Srila Govinda Maharaj, so much from Srila Govinda Maharaj. He understands very well what is Srila Gurudev's expectation and desire for Krishna consciousness all over the world. and he's very humble, self-effacing Vaishnava, and he's come to be with us. I think this is the first time you've been here for this festival directly, is it?
No.
Okay.
I have been here before. Twice.
Oh, on this day? Okay.
Yes, on this day.
You see my Kali Yuga brain, I can't remember anything. Anyway, please give your attention to Madhusudan Maharaj, and we can say he is the great friend of all the Vaishnavas. And please, Maharaj, for our edification and for our spiritual benefit, a few words at the time of this great festival, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. I think I want to wear it. Well, that was a very formal introduction.
Oh dear.
But we are here informally to be with you all, and also to let you know you are not alone in the world in West London. All over the world we've got a beautiful family of devotees, and much of the world know that we are gathered here right now also. And so there are devotees who specifically said, please give, when you're in the gathering, please give our obeisances and affection to the devotees. Keshavananda Prabhu, who can't come but wants to be here. We are talking with him this morning, and he just can't come at this time. But anyway, he's trying to come. But he's with us by heart. Munindra Mohan Krishna Kanta, the team means Madhuranandru Shantimoy, the team in Italy, Vila Govinda Ashram, where I've come from. You stole me from there, it seems. They feel that. Anyway, I've come from there. They're giving their obeisances. And they were just, Munindra and Krishna Kanta were just returning as I was leaving in the sky almost at the same time. Anyhow, not only there, all over the world, devotees are giving their consciousness here. And Devashish saying that perhaps I have a little idea the things that Gurudev expects. And one thing I can say he expects is that you'll have a festival today, that you'll have a gathering, that will be some Harikatha, some Kirtan, and maybe a little prasadam afterwards. And Gurudev always is looking for an opportunity, an excuse, that he's very happy when there's an excuse to have a festival. And although the inauguration days or the installation days of deities was not originally on the calendars, Gurudev, seeing the enthusiasm of the deities of the devotees around the world for the anniversary of the opening or anniversary of the installation, then Gurudev, he happily accommodated that. And also on the mat calendar, he introduced adding the date of the installation of the deities in Dum Dum Park, Koikali, Brindavan, like that. In some of the places he introduced that. And we do feel that a good example of how to run a temple is the Dum Dum Park temple. Dum Dum Park is in Calcutta, for all of you non-Bengalis who don't know Bengal. The Dum Dum Park is in Calcutta, and we have a temple there. And it is almost like the first expansion, in one sense, of Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. Chaitanya Saraswat Mat is the central mat, but the Dum Dum Park temple, it's a place for the devotees to practice, to preach, to have their programs. And in Navadip, then there's a certain standard set by Guru Maharaj. And Srila Gurudev, he didn't want to change that standard. As Guru Maharaj has given, the temple will continue in that way. But Dum Dum Park, then there's a little modification. For instance, the Westerners can go in the kitchen, etc. And there are various things which in Navadip, in order to keep harmony with the Brahminical culture of the area, then Guru Maharaj, he made some standard and Gurudev kept that. But Dum Dum Park temple, it's a good example because Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Gurudev himself is there a lot. So he sees what goes on, everything's happening under his eye. And there, that was, as far as I know, the first temple that he added onto the calendar. That to say, okay, we can observe the anniversary of the installation of the deities here. And so here in West London, chapter, as Devashish likes to say, the West London chapter of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, then happily, then we can have an excuse for a festival on the day that Mahaprabhu, he arrived here in the mat, in the ashram. I'd always felt that it was already like fully Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, but when Mahaprabhu comes, this is a day when we can also consider that Mahaprabhu has come to bring attention to everybody of what is the message of Chaitanya. And what is the message of Chaitanya? That is given by Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's given by the Sampradaya, it's given in particular by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada, who've given us Chaitanya Charitamrita. But this current coming from our Sampradaya comes to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He is the one who showed us so clearly what is the message of Mahaprabhu. And he showed this from the scriptural point of view. He faced many challenges from different conceptions within India, but Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur very firmly showed the dignity of Mahaprabhu's message. That not only that the Gauriya Mat, which we are part of, Gauriya Mat means this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that this stands for the dignity of the human race. No small statement, and coming from such a stalwart personality as Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Srila Saraswati Thakur, in the current coming from Srila Saraswati Thakur, coming to Guru Maharaj. And even in the time of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the disciples of Guru Maharaj would come to Guru Maharaj, to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, to make sure that they hear Srila Saraswati Thakur's lectures properly. Did I get the right message? What was it he was trying to say? What was it? Did I understand clearly? And then just very soon before Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur disappeared from the world, then very famously he called for Srila Sridhar Maharaj to sing what's considered the highest song, the flagship song of the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. That is this Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. And all of those senior godbrothers of Srila Guru Maharaj, all those who were the senior disciples rather of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then they all said, here we witnessed a transfer, that here we witnessed Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur giving this transfer and recognition to Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And it is this Srila Sridhar Maharaj who all of the godbrothers of Srila Guru Maharaj came to after Srila Saraswati Thakur to come to make sure that their following of Krishna consciousness, Hare Krishna, Mahaprabhu's mission, that they are following in the right way, that they are understanding properly. They're coming to him from time to time to check that their activities are good. And it is this Srila Sridhar Maharaj who prepared Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada presently came all over the world, bringing Mahaprabhu's message, bringing Srila Saraswati Thakur's message, prepared by Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj, very famously, his specific servitor and devotee, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, he prepared by Guru Maharaj from 1947. And Guru Maharaj then, in due course of time, giving everything to him. And in this way, we see what is the current of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. And so, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted a center in London. He sent his senior preachers to London. And he wanted centers all over the West. But in London, he made some specific desire known and sent devotees here to London. And he did have the desire to send Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj here too. But Guru Maharaj pointed out how he may not be the best person because of his difficulty in understanding the different accents, which some of us have difficulty understanding some of the different English accents around the UK. We don't have Ram Gopal Prabhu with us today, but we can remember Ram Gopal and others. But Srila Guru Maharaj saying that I have difficulty to understand the intonation, and really Guru Maharaj brought up in a very high-class Brahmana family, and he has some difficulty to mix with the mlechas. Those of us, sorry to say, coming from the uncivilized society, and civilized by Guru Maharaj and by the Vedic standard is those who don't follow the Vedic injunctions. That is uncivilized, not having a proper guidance in life, going in a random way. And Guru Maharaj saying like this. And hence, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he sent others to the West. But still, we see that the desire, the wish of the Vaishnava comes true. And another wish, in the sense of Srila Sridhar Maharaj's message, has come here, and come here through Srila Govinda Maharaj, come here through the devotees, and so lives on. And here is the place, here is the center. Yes, along with East London Mat, we are not separating the two, because they are both Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, London chapter. One is west and one is east. But this is where it is the wish, as I was saying, what is the wish of Gurudev? That message of Guru Maharaj will be distributed from here, will be shared from here. And Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who we all know founded ISKCON and brought Krishna consciousness to the West, he wanted that Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, will be the president of ISKCON. And he told Srila Guru Maharaj, you come and live with me. I will make a room. I'll have the devotees make a room beside my room. Because Srila Prabhupada is saying, I need association too, and I want to bring the Westerners to hear your Harikatha. I'm preaching, but I want them to come to hear from you. And again, some story behind this that Guru Maharaj didn't accept, and later on he said, for various reasons, but one being that he didn't consider that he would live longer, be in the world here manifest longer than Srila Prabhupada. And other things were going up and downstairs, and Guru Maharaj saying, I already withdrew from society life, as it were, and hence made Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. You see, also not as a society as such, but as a place to purely hear Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's message of purely what Sri Chaitanya, what Gauranga gave to the world. But it was the desire of Srila Prabhupada that the devotees from the West will come to hear from Guru Maharaj. So both Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's desire and Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev, and Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada's desire is fulfilled in this way, that his message is being brought, and he's living in his message, in his instruction, in his guidance. And then, number 3, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, the dearmost disciple of Srila Guru Maharaj, who Srila Prabhupada considered as his dearmost son. This Srila Govinda Maharaj, he came to London, I learned today, 24 times. I already knew about the 24 world tours, but 24 times. And I know Devashish calculated it, because he asked me for Gurudev's itineraries, and did he come this time? So he's added it all up. So 24 times he also came to London. And it was Srila Gurudev's desire that the message of Guru Maharaj will be broadcast from here. A place will be where the devotees, birds of a feather, flock together. The devotees who've been attracted to Guru Maharaj, who've been attracted to hear Mahaprabhu's message, will come and receive cleanly and sweetly the message in somewhere that we have, rather than only being at a lecture in a university or in a youth club or in a temple. We can go many places and give talks, but somewhere specifically which is representative of the teachings and also of the practices, adjusted for the Western world, as Guru Maharaj and Gurudev gave in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. So this way, this West London, we've heard some of the history today, how Gurudev was wanting somewhere bigger, somewhere more suitable, and specifically close. I heard Gurudev say close to Heathrow Airport. Devashish said any airport, but I know Gurudev was looking near Heathrow because he wanted somewhere near Heathrow. And actually, Vishaka's mother Divya Shakti Devi Dasi is with... Divyas, I know. Divyasari, when I make a slip of the tongue, please do correct me. Because sometimes I'm actually wrong, but sometimes I know the right name, but slip up with the words. So but do correct me, because I know we're on video, it's recorded. Divyasari Devi Dasi. I am the witness to how Gurudev, in his very last months in this world, he was asking Divyasari about the possibility to purchase the house that she was renting, which is where devotees were coming when they're in transit through England. And you might have noticed a lot of aeroplanes fly in and out of Heathrow. And just now they might have changed the path in the last few minutes. Thank you, Heathrow management. But there are a lot of aeroplanes, and it used to be, and still is, a major hub for devotees, and so devotees would come here. So Divyasari, Vishaka Devi's mother, she rented a house near here, and Gurudev sincerely was, and some say, this is a story. It's not a story. It is Gurudev sincerely asking, how much is the house? Can we buy it? This, that, and the other. Because it was an unfulfilled wish of Gurudev to have a second place, and a place near the airport. And yes, he wanted a bigger place, but he saw, okay, this may be an opportunity. And then actually, as it turned out, it was a rented house. It wasn't a house that she could purchase. She did make all inquiries like that. But then you see, within a very few months, this place, which even looks from the outside like it's got religious connotations. It's not a concrete square building or... Okay, Heathrow management, please send these airplanes the other way. Okay, it's not a concrete square building. It's not like a regular building. It's looking from the outside like, it's got some aura of a holy place, a vicarage perhaps or something. And maybe it was. I'm not sure the history of the building. And then we come here, and then we see, and it was, as we've heard, it was signed just before Gurudev disappeared. Means the very day, his last day, manifest in the world, it was signed that day. And of course, nobody knew, even Srila Acharya Maharaj. Why even Srila Acharya Maharaj? Because he did have some capacity to see astrologically, when somebody would pass away. We had evidence of that from other pastimes that took place in Navadip. He knew when someone would pass away. He had some capacity. And the day before, I asked him, how much longer will we have Gurudev with us? Because we started to see some symptoms that really it may not be very long. And Acharya Maharaj himself, he paused and he thought and he said, 1 more year. That was the day before the disappearance. So nobody knew that Gurudev was going to disappear the next morning. But it was on that last day of Gurudev's manifestation. The papers were signed, and really, we can say there are coincidences in this world. But we certainly, as devotees, we see it was not a coincidence. That like his last wish was fulfilled, and Gurudev managed everything in such a way, and he withdrew from the world. So here it is a very special place for many reasons. And specifically also I can say that Gurudev, also in the last months, when he's talking very openly. Gurudev was an open book. Gurudev Srila Govinda Maharaj. He was a very open book. What he's thinking, he's saying aloud, he's discussing with others, and sometimes some problems come, something comes, and he will ask the devotees, what do you think? What is your opinion? And he's openly, he's sharing, and then we're saying, Gurudev, whatever you think is good is good. This kind of thing, but he's always saying, no, I want to hear your opinion. Then he's considering everything, and then, yes, he's making the decisions at the end of the day. But Srila Gurudev, then he's a very much open book, and he said, now we have so many centers in the world and so many centers in India. Now we must give stress to the purity of the message, how to represent Guru Maharaj properly in each of these centers. So these are all things to keep in mind, that it is not only, as Vishaka was saying, as a general place where we can come and it's nice to do some service, to give some voluntary selfless activity in the world, nice place to hear some bhajans and kirtans, etc. But there is some very specific thing about the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. It is the message of the strong current, the main current that's coming down from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, all these great names, to Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Gokishore Das Babaji, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Guru Maharaj. And everything Gurudev did was for highlighting Guru Maharaj. And we can see that inseparable relationship between Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. And so now each of the centers, this center and everywhere, we must all try to be very conscious to do what Gurudev wants. What is that purity? It is to keep the focus to Guru Maharaj. What has Guru Maharaj given? Why so important? And Gurudev also told in later on days, he said, now Guru Maharaj is with us and everyone is very familiar. Many think, oh, he's another disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There are so many God brothers, all are equal, something like that. But Gurudev said, now everyone sees Guru Maharaj as, one of us. But in the future, those with vision will understand, and they will have Srila Guru Maharaj's contribution. They will have Guru Maharaj with the greats of Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami, etc. So now we are very close to that generation. We can take things ordinarily, but there is something very unordinary about Guru Maharaj, about Gurudev, about Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. And so that unordinary, that unique thing, what is opposite of ordinary is unique. So that unique nature of Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, then we must try to keep everywhere. And how to do that? By keeping reading not only Chaitanya Charitamrita, everyone is reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, and that is wonderful. But we must read this in the viewpoint of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. How to do that? By ourselves regularly reading their books along with Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we will find there Chaitanya Charitamrita presented from the hearts of the current Vaishnavas, the current devotees. This like immediacy, not a history book, a long time ago somebody wrote this, but it is all very much living and alive, and Guru Maharaj always giving new light, new way to see, to understand different incidents that take place in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Chaitanya Charitamrita itself has many references to other scriptures. So Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, to regularly read their books every day, really, with Chaitanya Charitamrita every day. This way, we will help ourselves to stay within that channel nicely, and not to go and try to kind of just take life as a general good thing to do. But when we appreciate that uniqueness, then we may slap ourselves on the cheeks and say, I need to really continue this nourishment and put my life activities where we see that this is being practiced. Make my practice one with what our Gurudevs want. So anyhow, yes, we had the guidance from the introduction of Krishna consciousness in the West, 1965, all the way through till 2010. That guidance from these Paramahamsa Vaishnavas of Gurudev, Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, in chronological sequence if you like, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj and Gurudev as far as the devotees see. But this is one team, and all there acknowledging Guru Maharaj, carrying that current of Srila Saraswati Thakur. Srila Prabhupada has his head at his lotus feet. Srila Gurudev has his head at his lotus feet. And let us all keep our head at Guru Maharaj's lotus feet and make our life, mission, building everybody else's life successful by sharing what we have.
Jai.
Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, West London branch, East London branch, Devashi Shru, Vishaka, Saraswati Diri, the manager of the temple here. All the devotees, Ki Jai, and all the devotees who are with us, because also we know, not only that, but Abhinava Sundar and Kelly Kadamba, who They have been here in the temple before. Today they're calling and they're talking about the festival. So all the way from Australia, from New Zealand, from the middle of Siberia, and coming west from Thailand, India, all the way coming west. And in the east, they're probably still asleep. Oh, no, coming from the west. Yeah, when we go further west, they may be still asleep, are they, in America? I don't know. But I'm sure when they wake up, then they will see, oh, a wonderful day. I wish I was there in the West London mat. So we are all here. Let us please Gurudev and Guru Maharaj with Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan, worship and prasadam.
Jai.
Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakkhak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. And all the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswat, Acharya Brinda, all those who are representing that channel ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. MC.
Jai, Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
So we have a few minutes, another 20 minutes, before we move on to our next item. So I'd like to ask some of the devotees here to say a few words. And in my mind, my first person I think to speak should be Anjali Dini.
Aha.
Well, what can I say? You're all such a hard act to follow. So just to say that I'm so happy that I'm here and my family are here and we have the association of you wonderful Vaishnavas. Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Good. You know, it's a wonderful festival, a fantastic situation that we have, that we're sitting in the middle of this wonderful march, which was Gurudev's wish. We have it, and it came, as you've already told, the day he left, isn't it? The day he actually left. He left us. Can you hear? Am I?
Yes, we can all hear clearly.
So that, of course, was a very, very painful day when he left us. But he left us with such a legacy and such sweetness, such beauty, such a wonderful gift. We were so fortunate to have his association, to be with him for however long we were all able to be in association with him. Unforgettable, so sweet, so beautiful, and we are now to celebrate this Mat that he really wanted so badly. When we used to go to Green Street, as you say, Devashish, it was very, very small. And, you know, when Gurudev was there, everybody would come and you could literally not move. You'd be standing in the corridor and you'd be talking to someone and then you would finish your conversation with about 5 people down the avenue, you know, down the aisle. With the step, but it's the sweetest, beautiful little temple. It's the first temple the first temple Gurudev came to. Oh no, he came to one we was renting, wasn't it? In, what was the name of that other road?
Manor Park.
And in somewhere, I've forgotten the name of the road. I didn't catch you because the plane. Manor Park, somewhere in my ears. So, but it was. We're so fortunate, and I'm so grateful. And I must give honor to all the wonderful devotees here, and of course, namely Saraswati Didi, Sachi Didi, Lavanya Didi, our lovely, where has she gone? The daughter of Sachi, whose name escapes me. When you get old, sometimes when you least expect it, a name or a word will disappear, you know. And then you say, oh my God, you know it so well, but it's gone and you have to wait till it comes back again. It's ridiculous. It happens to me quite frequently. So what more can I say except I'm honored to be here and have a wonderful association of all the Vaishnavas, all the beautiful devotees here. And I'm so happy to have been so fortunate and be given so much from my Gurudev. What more can I say? Can I pass this to someone?
Yes, you can. And I I want you to pass it to Saraswati Didi.
Where there she is, Saraswati Didi. There she is, our wonderful Saraswati, and being passed by a wonderful Indulekha Didi who has been taking care of the things in the temple room. With Krishna Bandhu, I must say, also.
This is always something that needs support. But I wanted to say that we have a really great team, we have a really great team that has been working really hard the last few days, and today you can see from here, and we are really grateful for all of them because they make this joint effort to make this festival happen. The decoration, the dressing of the Lord, the decoration in the altar, the cooking, a big team of cooks, and it's everything that we do here, and the source of that inspiration is Srila Gurudev and our guardians, and the recipients of that offering, our attempt to serve here, we also offer it to them. So yes, that is the main, our main point here is the main point of this beautiful building is to be able to gather together and chant and share the teachings of our guardians. And I also wanted to say how many people that come here, they have joined here, our team, they are also making so many sacrifices to come and offer a little service. You know, they have family, work, and they come every day. And like Satish Prabhu, who is somewhere over there, he comes like 3 times a day and look after the last Devi. You can see how beautiful she looks. And he takes some sacrifice, he gives some sacrifice to come and do that service every day. It's very beautiful to see, very inspiring. Also, we have other of our friends at the back there. They also work, they have children. They give even 5 minutes, they come, they want to give a little of their time to serve Gurudev, and that's really inspiring and beautiful to see. And with this, we have this prasad distribution project that we are doing from here. It's also brought many nice people, and they are all coming together and helping out with this service. And it's going on very nicely. I also want to say that, escape me from a bit. Oh, Sajid is hiding here behind me. She's not going to go anywhere before saying something. But I wanted to ask Pandita actually to say something about the history of how this beautiful building came about, because she was very much involved in getting this building together. And I also wanted to say that through all these years, from 2010, many people came by to help and give their service and energy in making this place possible as it is right now. As you see, it's so beautifully and flourishing. It's by their energy and their service. So many devotees from all over the world, from Venezuela, from Colombia, from Russia, from everywhere. They have come here and helped and give some energy to make this place, make it beautiful. From making a wall extension to, cleaning, to cooking, doing puja, any service according to their capacity. They are coming and giving a little bit of their service to them, and that is what it is for offering our service to our guardians. And it has been very nice working with them, and we hope that everyone can come. We have plenty of service opportunity here to do, and many nice projects which Pandita will share with everyone. But perhaps I can pass the microphone to, where is Sachiti gone? Okay. Yes, so much grateful to everyone for coming and sharing with us, and Madhusudan Maharaj, Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, Vishaka Didi, Devashish Prabhu for continuing support here, the Secretary of the London Mission, and Sri Dandi Maharaj and everyone else who came. Please come back again and join in service, and this will be very glorious for the satisfaction of our Guru Varga. So I pass the microphone to everyone.
Actually, the first thing that comes to mind is that in my involvement here, I just see on a regular basis the extent to which Saraswati Didi has given her life and soul to this project. And as in life, we go through different things, and seeing her resilience throughout everything and showing up day in, day out with so much conviction has been deeply inspiring to me. It's invaluable to have the association of devotees that have such deep conviction, and that's, I think, what places like these are about, is to get the opportunity to have to be with special souls like that, and see them and observe them, and I find that personally to be very helpful for myself. You mentioned something about the history, but actually Shripat Devashish Prabhu gave a very nice introduction to how things sort of happened. But one thing that I can definitely say is that from my experience is just how over the years how incredibly difficult it was to find an appropriate place, considering just time, place, and circumstance, our budget, and some of the places that we were looking at relatively shortly before finding this place were completely inappropriate, completely. That was, I won't even go into details, but it was, even just with the budget that we had, it was nothing that would even come close to the beauty of this place. And as everyone has stressed, just how all the devotees wanted it to reflect the dignity of our Guru Varga, and not just in appearance, but in substance, but also in appearance. And that's why, especially also in considering the timing, which has been mentioned also, just the timing of getting the building, to me, it's just basically a miracle building. And I feel that we're also incredibly blessed to be able to come here and participate a little bit in what Srila Govinda Maharaj has left for us in terms of an opportunity to serve, to dive deeper into what our spiritual life really means, and to have the most wonderful association of Vaishnavas dear to him. And therefore I always think, also connected to the theme of Sripad Chidandi Maharaj, what he was saying, that there is this beautiful Bengali saying, Ganga Jal, Ganga Puja. In order to do Ganga Puja, one needs Ganga Jal. So basically, everything is coming from Gurudev. It's by his complete mercy and inconceivable magic that we got this building, and so it's a constant reminder of his glories. And so I feel very lucky to be able to come here and try to participate a little bit. So Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
us a little bit about his experience in coming to this temple and how was that journey here. It's nice to hear from a living example here, right here with us.
Thank you. Sorry, Hare Krishna, everyone. So Saraswati is very good. I hope you can hear me. Is that clear? Yeah. Thank you, Saraswati, for asking me to do that. I think I haven't prepared anything, so I'm caught off my guard. But anyway, a living example. I think we're all living examples. We do incredible things in this place here. When I think back to when I came here and we were just thinking about what to do, it seemed a bit of a mountain to try and make a greenhouse and then look after it in a way where we can actually have less people, but incredibly, try and admire what we're trying to do. But I think when I sit here today, one of the very pleasurable things I have is that when I do Tulsi Seva, I'm sure everyone does Tulsi Seva, because just by sitting here and looking or even sitting in a shade, we're all doing Tulsi Seva. But when I do it, I feel revived. And I think that's the essence of bhakti for me, which is to constantly feel revived. Every day you come here, you feel renewed, and you keep wanting to do more and more and more. And really the only thing there is the shortage of time. We're all short of time, so I hope that you're happy and pleased with what you see, and I hope that the atmosphere is as per what everyone would want, and I hope you can inspire us all to continue to serve in exactly that same way. That's all I really want to say. Enjoy. Hare Krishna to everyone.
Are they going to decide?
And I can just say, everybody is super pleased, super impressed.
¿Qué?
I think you take the #1 spot of Vrindavana around the world. Well done. Competition from St. Petersburg.
So, just the next thing on our agenda, I want to introduce our dear friend for many years, Santosh Guru, who's been involved with our mission for many, many years. He came regularly to our temple in Green Street, and then he had for his work he had to move away. And at that time, I remember very distinctly. I remember he was telling, "Oh, I'm moving to this area," and some of the congregational members at our temple, they're saying to him, "Oh, there's this Hindu temple there, there's that Hindu temple there." They're telling him all the local Hindu temples near where he was moving to. And I remember him saying, "No, I'm not interested in that. I want a Vaishnava temple where they're practicing pure Vaishnavism." And in answer to his own prayer, this temple came. And now he's a regular participant here. And he and his whole family, they're always coming here and serving. And he's very much beloved member of our community. And he and his family today, as an offering to the Lord and for this festival, they want to recite the 12th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and for the protection of the temple, the Nrsimha Kavacha. So please, Santosh Guru, can give this to them.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Devashish Prabhu, for giving the permission for us to recite chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita and Nrsimha Sutra Kavach for our purification and for the glorifying the Lord, actually. पहले नरसिंह कवच करें
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचारूढमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् अर्जुनुवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्ता स्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमा श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया पर्योपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवम् सन्नियमेन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धय ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः क्लेशो अधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् मय्येव मन आदस्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत उदौ न संशयः अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्मो परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्यसि अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुम् मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाद् विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तनिरन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखः सुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैः मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्षः उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्वारम्भ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो न रिष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान्यः स मे प्रियः समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयो शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समः संगविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धानात् मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रिया ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता सूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्ण अर्जुन संवादे भक्ति योगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः हरिः ओम तत्सत् हरिः ओम तत्सत् हरिः ओम तत्सत् श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु शुभं भूयात् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचारूढमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरे कृष्ण
Sri Narsingha Kavach. Sri Narsingha Kavach is very powerful kavacha to get protection. A kavacha is a shield or spiritual armor. Sri Narsingha Kavach is for protection from malevolent spirits and fulfilling of material desire, as well as increased devotion and peace. Chanting of Sri Narsingha Kavach purifies negative karmic structure inside one's own personal horoscope and manifests all auspiciousness. Sri Narsingh Kavach is most pious, vanquishes all kind of impediments and provides one all protection. The person who chants this regularly get rid from black magic, tantra, ghost, spirits, negative thought, addiction and other harmful things within and without. I am going to recite Sri Narsingh Kavach as it is described by Prahlad Maharaj in Brahmand Purana.
नरसिंहकवचं वक्षे
प्रह्लादेनोदितं पुरा सर्वरक्षाकरं पुण्यं सर्वोपद्रवनाशनं सर्वसम्पत्करं चैव स्वर्गमोक्षप्रदायकं ध्यात्वा नरसिंहदेवेशं हेमसिंहासनस्थितं बिभिद्रास्यं त्रिनयनं शरदैन्दुसम्प्रभं लक्ष्म्यालिङ्गिता वमागं विभूतभीरौपाश्रितं चतुर्भुजं कोमलाङ्गं स्वर्णकुण्डलशोभितं उरोजशोभितोरस्कं रत्नकेयूरमुद्रितं रक्तकाञ्चन सङ्काशं पीतनिर्मलवासनम् इन्द्रादिसुरमौलिस्थ स्फुरन्माणिक्यदीप्तिभिः विराजितपदद्वन्द्व शङ्खचक्रादिहेतिभिः गुरुत्मता च विनयात्युस्थ्युमानं मुदान्वितं स्वहितकमलं संवासं कृत्वा तु कवचं पठे नरसिंहो मे शिरः पातु लोकरक्षात्मसम्भव स्वर्गोऽपि स्तम्भवास फालं मे रक्षतु ध्वनन् नरसिंहो मे दृशः पातु सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनः श्रुति मे पातु नरहरि मुनिवर्य स्तुति प्रिय नासा मे सिंहनासास्तु मुखं लक्ष्मी मुखं प्रिय सर्वविद्याधिपः पातु नरसिंहो रसनामं वक्त्रं पातु बिन्दुवदन सदा प्रह्लाद वन्दित नरसिंह पातु मे कण्ठं अस्कन्धो भूभृणान्तकृत दिव्यास्त्र शोभित भुजो नरसिंह पातु मे भुजो करो मे देव वरदो नरसिंह पातु सर्वतः हृदयं योगी साधश्च निवासं पातु मे हरि मध्यं पातु हिरण्याक्ष वक्षपुच्छ विदारण नाभि मे पातु नरहरि स्वनाभि ब्रह्मा संस्तुत ब्रह्मांड कोटयकायां यशासो पातु मे कटिं गुह्यं मे पातु गुह्यानां मन्त्राणां गुह्यरुद्धृत उर्मनोभवः पातु जानुनी नररूपधृत जंगे पातु धराभार हर्तायो असो नृकेसरी सूर्यराज प्रदः पातु पादो मे नरेश्वरः सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः पातु मे सर्वशस्तु महोग्रह पूर्वतः पातु महावीराग्रजोनित महाविष्णु दक्षिणे तु महाज्वालास्तु निरुतो पश्चिमे पातु सर्वेषु दिशि मे सर्वतोमुखः नरसिंह पातु आयभ्यां सौम्याभूषण विग्रह ईशान्यां पातु भद्रो मे सर्वमंगलदायक संसार भयतः पातु मृत्युर्मृत्युर्निकेसरी इदं नरसिंह कवचं प्रह्लाद मुखमण्डितं भक्तिमान्य पठे नित्यं सर्वपापे प्रमुच्यते पुत्रवान धनवान लोके दीर्घायुरुपजायते ययं काम्यते कामं ततं प्राप्नोति असंशयं सर्वत्र जयवाप्नोति सर्वत्र विजयी भवेत् पुण्यम् अंतरिक्ष देवानां ग्रहणानां विनिवारणं वृक्षचिकोरग संगभूत विशापहरणं परं ब्रह्म राक्षस यक्षणानां दुरोत्सारण कारणं भुजे वा तालपत्रे वा कवचं लिखितं शुभं करमूले धृतं येन सिद्धये कर्म सिद्धय देवासुर मनुष्येषु स्वं सममेव जयं लभेत् एक संध्यं त्रिसंध्यं वा यः पठे नियतो नरः सर्वमंगल मांगल्यं भुक्तिं मुक्तिं च विदधति द्वादश त्रिसहस्राणि पाठ शाखासु तुत्तात्मनिर्भीत कवचस्यास्य मन्त्रस्य मन्त्रसिद्धि प्रजायते आनेन मन्त्रराजेन कृत्वा भस्माभिमन्त्रणं तिलकं बिभ्यादस्तु तस्य गृहं भयं हरे त्रिवारं जपमानस्तु दत्तं वारभिमन्त्र च प्राशयितं नरं मन्त्रं नरसिंहध्यानमाचरेत् तस्य रोगा प्रणश्यन्ति ये च ईशुकुशसम्भवा किमत्रं बहुनोक्तेन नरसिंहसदृशो भवेत् मनसा चिन्तितं यस्तु स तच्चाप्नोति संशयं गर्जन्तं गर्जयन्तं निजभुटपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हरन्तं दीप्तयन्तं तापयन्तं दिवि भुवि दितिजं क्षेपयन्तं रसन्तं कुदन्तं रोषयन्तं दिश दिश सततं संभरन्तं हरन्तं विच्छयन्तं घूर्णयन्तं कर्णिकरसर्ते दिव्यसिंहं नमामि इति प्रह्लाद
रचितं नरसिंह कवचं सूत्रं सम्पूर्णं हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, everyone, for patiently waiting for us to finish that.
Jai. So, amazingly, we are on time. Must be a historical first. We are actually on time according to the schedule.
They changed the schedule when they were late.
I'm good. Oh no, I didn't say that. Yeah, whoever the owner of the Mercedes Benz that's blocking the exit of Trinandi Maharaj's car, please go and move your car now.
Hare Krishna. I don't own a Mercedes Benz.
You know who you are.
Can I just say a few words?
Yeah, Vishaka Didi. Just before I give that, before the arti, there's going to be a little changeover from that, so that the live stream can continue. So we'll have a little kirtan, 5 minutes kirtan till we get the nod that they're ready for us in the temple room, and then after the arti, there's going to be a group photo before prasadam. So don't all run away. Where will that be? The group photograph? Here. Okay. So.
You got to add,
okay.
If you're not in the group photo, you don't have prasadam.
Yeah, anyone not in the group photo, and we will be checking, will not be having prasadam. So please, after RT, everybody come together for the photograph. Thank you very much.
That is a joke. That is
a joke.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to move their car out, and it's ERZ 3689, which is right in the front. They can't get the car out.
Okay. Yeah, we already said that. We already told
just
Mercedes. Just
yeah.
announced
There's a BMW. Actually.
Oh, sorry, it's not a Mercedes, it's a BMW.
I don't have a BMW.
What was it? ERZ?
3689.
3689. Whoever is the owner.
I think he might have just gone.
Vishakadi, you wanted to say?
Maybe better to hold.
Yeah, I see that one as well. Just one thing I meant to say, which I forgot, because usually I come here at least once a year, and so one thing which I've seen that one of the positive things that came out of COVID is this prasadam distribution project was somehow related, right? Receiving some grants and so what I've seen over these last 2-3 years is this really beautiful group of very pious persons coming to help these projects. So I wanted to say that it's very qualified high class persons coming and supporting these projects and plugging into the service current here at this ashram, and also special appreciation, we have some international guests. Induleka's come from USA, and Mohini's come from Brazil, and Tungarasa's come from Norway, and Mahamantra Prabhu's come from Spain, and Hari Gopal from Latvia, and maybe I'm missing someone else, but
We have two very special guests. My dad and mother actually, they have all come from Banaras.
Oh wow, all the way from Benares. Haribol, Haribol.
Someone from Jaipur.
He's been back and forth. Yeah, he has a home here. Yeah, so we always feel like it's more of a festival when we have an international contingent. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Srila group, Henry Hari Narayana Krishna, for the artist. Lead with the artist. You'll lead the artist.
Not sure I can reach those notes.